Plastering of a building can be incredibly complicated to price up, but if I tick the box to open the plastering section, all the calculations are done for me for the entire house. Notice the total surface areas for the main walls of the house. Any masonry partition walls, as well as studwork walls, are listed here. Now all we need to do is select the type of plastering for each section. I'll click the thumbnail to do this. I can choose whether walls are to be dab and dot with plastering or without plastering, or a scratch coat render, and so on. This is for the main section of walls that I set earlier as the ground floor main perimeter walls of the house. I want them to be render and set, which is already ticked by default. Notice this shows me the area measurement of the wall for this main section. For the Section 2 perimeter walls, that I called first floor earlier, I'll choose the same option, which is render and set. The total wall area for the first floor is displayed here. Section 3 shows there are 0 square metres of wall, as the house doesn't have a third section, but we do have some partition walls. For the studwork or timber partitions, I'll choose plasterboard and plaster for these. For the solid masonry partition walls, I'll choose dry lining and plaster. That's all you need to do, but if you are doing an extension, you may be required to plaster some existing internal and external walls, which can be entered here. All the items for the internal plastering have been calculated, including the skim bead, and if I tick this box, the render bead is also included for the corners and the reveals around the windows. The program already knows and cleverly remembers the window information that we entered further up this sheet. You can also double-check you have allowed for the plastering of the relevant walls in this summary. If you require external wall plastering, tick the box and it's all worked out for you. But I won't for this job, as my external walls will be brickwork. If you require floor screed, again, tick the box and it's all calculated here. You can then just select the thickness of the slab and which floors it applies to. This house does not require floor screed, but the ceilings are to be plastered, and this is worked out for me. This is set to plaster as default, but you can change it to Artex. It also shows a summary of the ceilings to be plastered for you to check and edit if required. There are some options here for cleaning up in a tower scaffold. The plastering section is now complete.